Swami has never, or in other words, God has never, even for an instant, left us. Okay, He has never let go. It's just like a mother clinging on to her child.
Sarang, Brother Lee, welcome to Baba and I program. Today we receive a good opportunity to interview you, sharing about you and Baba's story, Baba and I story. So actually, how is actually started that you connected with Satya Sai Baba story? Can you just share?
Om Sai Ram. In the 70s, I taught as a lecturer in the Faculty of Engineering, University of Malaya. Now those days we didn't have the facilities like, what we have today. We used chalk to write on the board. There came a time when I felt pain all over my body, so much so that I couldn't even hold the chalk to write on the board. So it became more and more serious. And my professor friends from the UH insisted that I should ward myself for examination. I remember I spent a few days there. They checked me thoroughly. And at the end of the day, they told me, there's nothing wrong with you. And after all the examination they did, they came out to one conclusion: nothing wrong with you. So I went back, the pain was still there. So my wife insisted, no, you better do something about it. So I warded myself in the Pantai Hospital. In the morning, I was in the bed, and I had a visitor, a Mr. Wong, whom my Christian friends, by the way, asked him to come to see me. So he sat in my bed there and started talking to me. I looked at him, and then I thought I saw something else. I thought I saw somebody quite dark. And then, of course, he gave me some vibhuti. At that time, I didn't know what vibhuti meant.
It's the holy age.
Yeah. So I didn't know. But he gave me, I accepted it in full faith. So he talked to me for a while and all that. I can't recall what he talked. But the funny thing is, after he left, I decided to discharge myself. Can you imagine? In the morning, discharge before lunch. So when I went back, my wife was shocked. The funny thing is, immediately after that, no more pain. All right? So I felt that it's very funny. I should inquire who that person is. So I got the information. I went to a place called Kapong. At that time, it was not the Kapong as you know now. It's just a private house where they had so-called singing. At that time, they were members of what we call the Wang No Sin Si devotees.
Which is Sai Baba's prayers unit.
Yes,
center.
yeah. So when I went there for the first time, I looked at the wall. There were pictures of a person with, this bushy hair and all that. And I look at it and say, hey, why are you people praying to a pop star, for heaven's sake? Right? They look at me, very serious. Do you know who he is? I don't know. He is Sai Baba. So what? That sort of ignorance. Now believe me, 3 months after that, I found myself in Puttapati. At that time, I didn't know, but I was more or less resigned to going there. I followed the Malaysian group. I was there. Actually, the curiosity I had there had no impact at all on me.
Which is you are
in Puttapati.
In Puttapati,
yes,
India.
Yes. I saw Baba, I had darshan, but I can remember the impact was not that fantastic, so much so that I crazed to go there. It's just joining the Malaysian group. And so happened that I had the chance to go, I followed them. And few years or maybe months later, I found that I got involved in a lot of things in Puttapati. For example, I was asked to take part in drama. And that was something just came to me. So I was asked to take part in the drama. No? And it just came like that. So I accepted it. And I remember there are a number of such drama. And I can safely say that each drama that I participated in reflected my own life. For example, there was not much of an impact when I saw Swami. It's just a holy man, you know, and people go there to see him, and I was fortunate enough to have interviewed by him. And during those days, when the Malaysian group went there, if at all any group did not get any interview from Swami, the people will say, oh, many of you must have sinned or made something wrong, that's why Swami didn't want to see you. That was the thing. Because at that time, every time we went there, we got the interview. All right? Without exception. So, but the thing is, to me, it was nothing unusual. That's one thing I would like to share with you, especially in Whitefield. You know, the interview room there is very, very small. All right? There were 38 of us from Malaysia. One group from Singapore, and a huge group from the local Indians. Baba called us into the room. There were 38 of us. There were at least 30 to 40 Indians. We went inside a small room. Believe me, when we went in there, the room was not crowded at all. So when Swami distributed this prasadam,
Which is food?
it's a some you know, the ram cake.
Yeah.
He gave it to everybody except me. Right? And my son came along. He was free to move around. It's supposed to be crowded, but he was free to move around and gave it to me. Here, Papa, it's yours. I received Swami's prasadam indirectly from my son. And during that time, each of us had the chance to talk to Swami.
Do you?
Oh, yes, I had.
What do you actually?
I can't remember. Okay, it's obviously something pertaining to how I felt, how I should behave myself and so on, but I can't remember those things. But my point is, each of us had a chance to talk to Swami. Then assuming that each of us has half a minute talking and receiving. There are 60 of us there, remember. So after the interview, we went out. Now this is what I noticed. The group outside from Singapore look at me and say, hey, why your interview so short? Only 5 minutes. Look, we were there for at least, I think, half an hour on the basis of half a minute for 60 people.
I see. Yeah.
When we came out, the Singapore group who were outside said that we were there for only 5 minutes. So my conclusion was, in the presence of the Lord, space and time have no meaning at all. That was my first encounter with Swami. I realized that. That was the start of my realization that, hey, Swami is something, you know, you don't just
really
take
connected.
Yes, at the time when I observed that. There are many other times when I observed that it cannot be normal. For example, we could see things, but other people couldn't see. We compare notes. Hey, Swami came and blessed the person beside you. We couldn't see it, but people opposite could see it. We didn't see Swami coming to us. Things like that. So this thing all built up until I came to a time where still something, you know. I became more serious and more conscious of the divinity in the Swami and how it affects me. But the unfortunate thing is, it didn't really get me into really putting myself into Swami's guidance. I went back into the world. I took care of my own family, my career. I went to business. I just lost myself in the world and virtually forgot about Swami. And those years were the up and down and up and down. I made a lot of money.
You doing business?
A lot of money, in business. As an engineer, as a consultant and so on, a lot of money. As a profession. I was a multi-millionaire. Okay? But there was only money. My life just went ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. I had a good family, but that was it. So it came a time when I realized that it is not the outside world that counts. By that time I was already virtually down and out. From a multimillionaire to a time where right now I'm facing the situation where I have to worry about what I will have next month, whether I have enough money to survive or not, down to that stage. And in terms of people who look up to me, they are all disappearing. Okay? So these are the things that I experience, the up and down in the outside world. And lately, the last few years, I realized that age is catching up with me, right? And I still had time, opportunity to make back the money so that I can still survive and be back to the normal routine. I made this decision. I will work very hard to get what I want. Believe me, for many years, I tried my best. I did everything possible. I got all my connections. I had a lot of connection overseas and so on, a lot of business opportunities, but it came to nothing after so many years. Then something made me realize, hey, what you want may not be good for you. And then came a phase where I realized that it is what I need, not what I want. The problem again arises. I do not know what I need. See, what I want, I don't know whether it helped me or not. And I realized that it is what I need that is important. But the problem is, I do not know what I need. So the final stage is, I surrender to Swami because he knows what I need. He will take care of it. And recently I came across a very, very powerful statement that Swami makes. And I'll say this, right? Once we have surrendered our mind to God completely, He will take care of us in every way. That is my, shall I say, slogan now. Right? You notice that Swami does not use the word when. He uses the word once. Now the significance is this. How many of us have actually surrendered to Swami completely? I think no. That's why Swami uses the word once. When you say when this happened, when that happened, it's quite common, isn't it? When I surrender. Yesterday surrender, today no surrender. But Swami uses the word once. Only once you surrender your mind, not your body or anything, not your fortune, not your money, your mind completely to God completely. These are very important. Once, mind completely. He will take care of us in every way. Sai Ram, I follow that. I know that it is true because Swami has actually helped me in every way. And I'm privileged to share this with all of you. Once we have surrendered our mind to God completely, He will take care of us in every way. Take it from me. I know it. Okay, one of the most important things I take away from Swami is this: love. Okay, Swami always tells us to be happy, be happy, be happy. Very simple, but the meaning is very, very deep. There comes a time when I realize that I am happy for no reason. Then I realized that Swami has said this, you are bliss, you are love. God is love, love is God. So what else do we need to know? Okay, that is very, very, very important. Now, I'll give you an example of my own experience. It is not just loving people, you know. Even loving a cat, loving anything at all. When you feel love, you feel happy.
Love all.
Love all. Serve all. When you talk to a person and you see him happy, you feel good. When you radiate love, you feel good. You feel happy. What else is there? All right? This is something which I take away. Now I feel happy for no reason. Because I believe now, I believe Swami say, I am bliss. I am love. So when I give love, I do not lose anything. All right? It's giving, giving, giving. Because love, genuine love, gives and forgives.
So from after so long that you came to know Swami, and what has actually Swami transformed you, and what has happened to you?
That is why it replaces everything, all the ego and all that in my life. It's replaced. No. Before it's all arrogance, all, you know, thinking of myself, my intellect, how smart I am. I'm thinking of doing this, doing that, and all that for myself. Selfish. Yeah, all the time thinking of myself or my immediate, close to me, my family. Now, no. Everybody is the same. I love all. Not just my wife, my family, my children and all that, but everybody that I come across, because they are Swami's children. The Atma in them, I realize this importance. It's common in all of us. If I love somebody, I'm actually loving myself. That's why going back to what Swami says, you are bliss, you are love. Now, if we cannot understand this, there's something missing somewhere. Now, I'm very, very fortunate that I've come to this stage where I realize that that is the key to how I feel now. I don't need reason to be happy. I am happiness. I am bliss. I don't depend on people to be happy. It's myself. It's within my control. I tell myself to be happy, not depending on somebody to tell me I'm happy, not even my mind. I'm happy because I'm happy, full stop. And for example, I can say now, it's very, very difficult to make me angry. You know what?
Wow,
anger is something which just comes when somebody offend you, somebody insult you and all that. Now, I know what I am. There is no control, it's natural. You just be yourself. That is what it is. You are love, you are bliss. Nothing can disturb that divinity within you. Realize that, accept that, and you'll be there. So far,
everyone is love.
yes, so far I have done that so far, and I pray to Swami that let it be. Lead me to that. I cannot say that I've already reached it, but I leave it to Swami. That's how I feel now, and I hope and I pray Swami's lotus feet that I will remain like that, and I leave it to Swami to say that yes, you have come to that stage. I cannot conclude, that is for Swami to say. But right now I can share with you, I am happy. I don't need reason to be happy. I'm down and out as far as money is concerned. I'm down and out as far as my friends and so on are concerned. But you look at me. Do you think I'm down and out? Do you think I'm miserable?
Yes,
you can see. All right? I am happy, and I say that without any reservation at all because of Swami. Okay, before I was a very, very hot-tempered. You know my name, that two fires there?
Chinese thing?
Yes.
The Yong.
Yes, very hot-tempered. In school, every few weeks I fought. Every few months I got sacked from the school. Sacked. My poor mother had to go to the headmaster's house to beg for my readmission. After getting that, few months later, sacked again. And that was what it was. Okay, very, very hot-tempered. But to come to this stage where now I can say, you try to make me happy, make me angry, not easy. See, that is the sort of level that Swami has brought me to, from a very rough and to a situation where I can feel happy with myself.
Polish you into different kind of
yes,
better person.
yes. Why ma kusi kawa, 做人袂使操心，做人袂使贪心。 做人第一要緊有良心。My mother taught me this. To be a good person, you must not be evil. You must not be greedy. But very important, you must have compassion, without which you cannot be a person that can be considered good.
Who is Sai Baba for you?
Wow, that is a very, very profound question, which in honesty I wouldn't be able to answer correctly maybe a few months ago or maybe a few years ago. But right now, I feel I can give a reasonable answer. See, God is almighty and He is always formless. Is everywhere. To me, Satya Sai Baba has taken a form. He's now manifested in a form to be with us, to guide us, so that we can relate with Him, because we see Him as a person, so it's easier for us to relate. Most of us cannot relate to a formless identity. So Swami has done that. And coupled with what I have learned and the inner transformation that I have got, I accept Satya Sai Baba as God in manifested form. To me, I consider myself very, very, very fortunate to be born in such a time that I have the chance to meet Him. In other words, to me, it's like meeting God. Of course, at that time I didn't realize it. But now, although He's gone, He's still with me.
His physical body is gone.
Yes, He's still with me.
What is your feeling?
My feeling is, it's all the time with me. And I would like to share that this very important to me. Swami has never, or in other words, God has never, never even for an instance left us. Okay, He has never let go. Just like a mother clinging on to her child. A mother's place is the best place for the child. Protection and all that, with love and all that. Similarly, Swami has held on to us all the time. But it is our crazy mind that makes us think that we have got out of His arm and gone into the crazy world and suffer there. And then our crazy mind tells us, okay, enough already, we go back to Him. No. That's what Swami says. You have never, never left my arm. And I think the sooner we realize that, the better. How nice. I mean, all the time you feel that, oh, Swami is holding us, is loving us and all that. Don't you think it's better that way, rather than to think that we have ventured away from His arm and then go through all the color, all the ups and downs? I mean, if I can use an example, if you have been a scuba diver, you will understand what I'm talking about. When you go down into the water there, you feel that everything is magnificent, the power of there, everything comes to a stop and you feel great. The waves may be up there, it's just equivalent to our crazy world, all the ups and downs. But down there, it's all calm. That is what it is. When we are with God, when we feel that God is with us, that is exactly how I feel. It's similar, like this example I can give. That fantastic feeling of being taken care of, nothing can go wrong, it's all constant, nothing changes and all that. Unlike the outside world, things keep on changing. Wow, it's like the wave in the ocean. We are not the waves. we are the ocean, if you can remember that. And Swami is Sairam. Thanks for